TCI Channel 63 presents the TCI Sports High School Basketball Game of the Week.
Tonight, it's the Troy Colts and the Rochester Adams Highlanders from Adams High School. Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Abramson along with Jack Roberts. And tonight, we've got a pretty evenly matched game between a couple of teams that we saw during the fall in the football season. Troy Colts, not quite at 500 yet with a first-year coach.
Yeah, this should be a great game tonight, Joe. The Troy Colts, they come in at 5-7. They're led by a couple of good ball players, Leonce Belton along with great Gary Freilich. And I think Kyle Rance is going to become up big for him tonight on the boards. But if Troy wants to control the game, they need a slow tempo and try to let their size advantage. They're a big team. These fellas are tall.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of Gary Freilich, they're keeping it in the family. Gary Freilich Sr. is the coach. Gary Jr. is the player.
Yeah, Gary Freilich is a tough ball player. He's a 6'6 junior guard that can basically do it all. He averages about 16 points, about 9 rebounds. Look for Gary Freilich everywhere tonight.
All right, and on the Adams side, Chuck Van Robeys is the main man for them.
Yeah, Van Robeys comes in. He's a 6'3 junior guard. He averages 11.8 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, and 4.1 assists. So basically, he does it all.
Yeah, and that's the number 10 ranked team in Oakland County. A little better record, slightly over 500, but like you said, an evenly matched game.
Yeah, you take away a couple of close defeats. It's really a deceiving record. This should be a great contest tonight.
All right, and we'll bring it for you, the tip-off, right after this on TCI Cable.
Where are Pat and Brad going to be this month? You'll find out on the next edition of Roadshow Video. Each month, Pat and Brad take you to a new and interesting location. Check out what Southeast Michigan has to offer and watch some of the best hit videos on television. That's Roadshow Video, tonight at 9 on TCI 63.
And we're back here waiting for the conclusion of the introductions before we tip this game off tonight, Jack. And as we said in the open, a pretty evenly matched game.
Yeah, and I looked at Troy as they came out. They've definitely got the height advantage. 3 or 4 players above 6'5".
Well, yeah, you look at 2 of the starters, Rance at 6'6", Freilich at 6'6", and they've got Kerry Doherty, a center, coming off the bench at 6'7". That guy with the glasses that, well, you can barely see right there, that's Gary Freilich Sr., first-year head coach, but not his first year as a head varsity coach at any school, just at Troy.
Right, this is his 21st year in high school basketball. He's coached at Royal Oak Kimball along with Redford Thurston, and believe me, Gary Freilich really is no beginner at this game. He's a veteran, and he's got his son tonight.
Yeah, that helps always. You know, you look at Clarkston, the guy's got 2 sons out there, and they're the top team in Oakland County, at least among Class A teams. And there you see Ken Belote. Second time we've seen them this year. We saw them take it on the chin against Ferndale early in the season. They're picking it up, especially at the free throw line. Early in the year, he didn't understand why, but they couldn't make free throws. And that's not normal for an Adams team. They usually shoot over 70%, and suddenly he's got the team close to that range again.
Right, and if you look at the last year's record for both teams here on the screen.
Oh, yeah, you see both teams in the conference 11-3. They were in different conferences. Troy was in the old SMA, Rochester Adams in the old MSAA. Now they're both in the new Oakland Activities Association, but they both pretty much had the same type of year. 15-6 means you lost in the first round of the playoffs, though.
But these records are really deceiving here. In the conference at 2-2, take away a loss to Clarkston at the free throw line. Clarkston, the undefeated Clarkston team, was 21 of 28. Adams was 4 of 6 at the line. Big loss.
Well, and there you see the starters, and again, 2 6'6" guys starting for Troy. Belton, Akins, Freilich, Kaminskas, and Rance, and then Witt, Van Robeys, Zarnecki, Crichton, and Elliston for Adams. And you see Adams come up with the miss to start the game, and Troy's bringing it up the floor. And that's Montre Akins bringing it up for the Colts, getting it over to Freilich, and gets it knocked out of bounds by number 24, Lester Witt. Your officials tonight, Vince Misano and Greg Norman. That's not the golfer.
The golfer.
Troy with the ball again. Kaminskas gets it back up top to Montre Akins. Akins being checked tightly by Crichton.
Yeah,
That's Freilich again. Yeah.
Adams wants to stay in a man-to-man here, and Troy will just work the motion, try to slow the tempo down, and work and work and work, looking for an easy bucket.
That's right. The Adams coaches believe they want the score in the 60s, whereas the Troy coaches want it in the 40s. And right now, Troy is controlling the tempo, and there you see the putback attempt by Kyle Rance, not able to go, and Lester Witt with the rebound. And Witt, against Ferndale earlier this year, had a great game and is one of their better players. And you see coming down the floor for Adams, number 44. That's Tim Zarnecki drawing the foul, and he's going to go to the line.
Yep, Zarnecki got chopped on that one by Kyle Rance. The quarterback, Rance gets him on the arm. Almost a three-point play. Good to keep continuation. He almost hit the shot. It just came up a little short.
That foul on Rance, obviously the first foul of the game. And Zarnecki, 6'6", that's a guy at the line. He's going to have to come up big. He's one of their tallest players. In fact, he is their tallest guy. They can't have him getting any kind of foul trouble because they need as many tall guys out there to match up with Troy's height.
Yeah, to match up with the size and need him on the boards tonight. Box somebody up, but Lester Witt's jumping ability could help Adams negate the size disadvantage they're at.
Well, that's a split at the line for Zarnecki, and Adams takes a 1-0 lead. Now you see Akins bring down and try to kick it out. Number 25, Leonce Belton, and just a little in front of him and not able to make the play.
Yeah, Leonce was looking the other way. He was looking at the top of the key. He thought they were going to get, but then the player got caught up in the air and pitched it to him. But Leonce was looking at the top of the key, waiting to swing a play.
A little bit of a slow start. Now you see Adams with the ball. That's Van Robe's, the guy we talked about early, trying to go down low to Lester Witt. Little high for him and a turnover early.
Yeah, high-low. Lester cuts to the basket. Might have been open, but the pass was just a little too hard.
Yeah, both teams still feeling each other out a little bit, as will happen in an evenly matched game.
This game could go back and forth all night.
Really, the key will be tempo, and once again, we see Akins bringing it up and drawing the foul. We'll have to see which player they call it on, and this one, I believe, was on Brad Crichton, number 22. And it is.
There's Crichton. He got him with the body, and he just ran him with the body down the sideline. The Troy player kind of pushed off, but that's a foul. His first, the team's first.
And now you see Freilich trying to bring it down low and turns it over, trying to kick it back out to Rance. And that's Elliston pulling up from 3 and getting it. Pulled up on the fast break for the triple.
Yeah, he was open and he liked it. He didn't look for anybody down low. He buried it from out top.
Well, that's the confidence factor, and that is kind of his specialty, I think, taking it from the outside. Now you see them go down low to Kyle Rance, and Kyle Rance with the easy lay. And Kyle Rance, of course, starting quarterback for the state champion Troy Colt football team.
Yeah, he's an athlete. He knew how to put it away. He got that ball down low. He was open, and he showed his ability. He just punched it down in.
Well, Crichton got it down to Zarnecki. He wasn't able to put it up. Elliston got the rebound back to Zarnecki. No shot. That basket won't count. The foul was called beforehand, and I believe they're going to call it on Akins, the guy on the floor. And they are. No basket for Adams, their ball underneath.
There's the jump shot to miss, but look at Ellison. He's in there for the offensive rebound, good positioning, and he kicks it back out versus taking up against the size where he might have got it, slapped in his face. Good head fake, too, for the foul.
And Akins not only gets the foul, he lands on his head himself. And now another turnover for Adams. The one problem they've had so far early in the game is turnovers. And this time Akins comes up with the ball after the steal by Kaminskis. Now he gets it over to Belton. Back over to Freilich, driving the lane. About a 14-footer off the front of the rim, doesn't get it. Lester Witt had the ball, but lost it out of bounds, and it's the Colts' ball once again.
Yeah, he got a little contact in there from Kaminskis, but Lester Witt just kind of, dropped it off his hands, and Troy gets it back. But so far, Troy hasn't shown the ability to shoot for more than like 10 feet out.
And Kaminskis inbounds it right underneath, and that's Gary Freilich going up strong and drawing the foul on Lester Witt, and that's another of the tall guys. You mentioned his height and his leaping ability, 6'5". That's another guy you can't get into foul trouble.
No, they can't have. Lester gets burned right here on the inbounds passes. Man beats him on the lane. Good head fake there from Gary Freilich. He knows what to do with it, and there's Witt on the arm right here.
They get that weak side inbound, and that gets Freilich 2 shots at the line in an attempt to get the Colts on the board, and he does. Well, actually, they were on the board, but that's 4-3 now.
But you see Freilich with a 2-inch height advantage down low like that still had problems getting it up over Lester Witt, who can get off the floor for the Highlanders.
Well, he gets 1 out of the 2, and it's still Adams 4, Troy 3.
Good clear out by Zarnecki on the boards there.
And that's Van Robe's, the multi-purpose basketball player for Adams, kicking it over to Stan Frencher, the sophomore, already in off the bench. Been a big contributor after getting called up just after Christmas.
Yeah, he had 11 points in the last game against Rochester. Came up big. He's only a sophomore. Just came up from the JVs.
5'10" and extremely quick. Now you see them trying to cut inside to Witt. The pass wasn't there, but Zarnecki was able to pick it up and get it to Witt, and he still gets the layup. Good improvisation there by the Highlanders.
Yeah, good pump fake from Lester Witt around his man and puts it away. He nearly picked up a three-point play, but Lester's quick on the baseline. Troy can't allow him to have the ball uncontested on the baseline.
And coming back for Troy is Gary Freilich missing the three, and look who gets the rebound, the young sophomore. That's Frencher, but he turns it over in the backcourt, and Akins comes up with the ball, fires up the shot, no, but does draw the foul and gets to the free throw line. And we'll have to see if they call that on Lester Witt or on Zarnecki. If that's on Witt, it'll be 2. And they're going to call it, I believe, on Zarnecki.
On Zarnecki right here on the arm. He got him. But the key to that one was the steal. He came up big on the steal, and Zarnecki cannot afford to get in foul trouble. He kind of went straight up on that, but at the end of the play, he reached and he got caught.
Yeah, and that's 1 foul each from the 2 tall guys. Zarnecki at 6'6" and Witt at 6'5". But so far, the line, the Colts haven't been able to do too well with Akins missing the first one. Of course, that's normal for high school to get about 1 out of 2. He got 0 for 2, though, and Lester Witt comes up with yet another rebound early for the Highlanders.
4-point swing. I mean, that almost took the steal away there. They didn't get any points out of it.
And now you got Frencher running the point, going down low to Van Robeys. Pump fakes, comes inside, looks to go off the glass, misses it. And Lester Witt, again, active on the offensive boards, not able to get it, but he's making his presence known.
A good follow, but Kyle Rance kept them off on that one.
I was going to say Rance with a great defensive board, but Lester Witt again with the defensive board for Adams on the other end. And right now it's just an exchange of rebounds for both teams. Now you've got Elliston coming up with a triple, a try from the far side baseline, doesn't come up with it, and Rance with another rebound.
Yep, Zarnecki was in there, but Rance took it away from him. Here's Freilich on the baseline.
Yeah, Freilich tried to pump fake. Nobody bought that, and guess who? Lester Witt.
Lester Witt again.
All right, now we got Van Robeys with the ball, looking to try to post up Zarnecki down low on Rance. That's not happening. Takes it to the key. Got to get out of there before a 3-second call. He does, and brings it back up top to Frencher, who brings it around.
Adams is out of sync on the offense right now. They need to set some screens and get the motion going.
Well, yeah, there you saw. That was Van Robeys throwing up a double clutch in the lane off the glass. Not the kind of shot you really want to get right now, but they come back with another turnover, and this time they're going to call the foul from behind on Kaminskis before the shot. Not really a bad foul when you think about the fact that he was going to the lane and might have got a shooting call the way the next defender was setting up.
Yeah, I don't know. That almost looked like a charge. Right here on the cutaway from Van Robeys. Right there's the foul as he reached in on the ball. That's before
true.
The charge.
Yeah, they made the right call.
Good call by the golfer, Greg Norman. But Van Robeys did the right thing. You get the ball in the open court, take it to the basket.
Yeah, he does not look anything like the golfer, Greg Norman. And now you see number 14, Joe Marchena, in the game, playing the point for Adams, kicking it over to Crichton, down low to Zarnecki, back up top. Now, back over for the three-pointer from Marchena, and he gets it right off the bench to hit a 3. And that's 9-3 Adams.
Yeah, Marchena set up on the baseline and waited for them to swing the ball to him, and he had spotted up already, and he put it down.
Yeah, and I was about to say, I noticed Adams is the team with all the substitutions, as you see Kyle Rance with the putback.
Someone needs to get a body on Rance. He's all over the board.
There's 5 Troy Colts waiting to check in, and this is probably one of those coaching ploys where you sit everybody down for a minute because you're losing, and you make them realize that you can be replaced.
Yeah, I think he's going to talk to his starters and try to get his 5 working on the offensive end a little bit.
Meantime, we've got Crichton throwing up a triple try, and he gets it, and it's 12-5 Adams, and they're hitting from outside. That's 3 3-pointers from 3 different Highlander players.
Right, and if you're Troy and you're in a zone like they've been, now it's time to come out of it, get into man-to-man, and take away the long-distance shots. Good drive.
One-on-one move by Montre Akins, just taking it to the hole lefty off the glass, and that's about the best offensive possession they've had in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Montre's only a sophomore, too.
5'8", 120 going in among the big fella.
He's quick.
Well, there's a foul on the pass-off by Marchena. And Adams will inbound down low, and we'll have to see if they bring in all these subs for Troy. And I don't know if we'll be able to tell you who they all are because there's 5 of them waiting to come in.
Yeah, they came out in the man-to-man mark to take away Marchena's long jump shot here. And he takes it right here. He pumps on there. He takes it on the drive. Here's the body right here.
And they are calling it tight.
Got his body all over him.
Yeah. And that is 5 new guys that are in the game right now. You see Zarnecki's been playing very tough underneath for Adams, and 5 new Colts are in there. We'll see how long they stay in there. And Ryan Elliston, that's his second 3 of the game.
Yep, Elston inbounded the ball and then just swung into the baseline. He stepped up on the corner there. They got it back to him, three-pointer.
Well, they're still giving him the three, and in the meantime, they get the steal, and this time over for an easy layup. Great steal by Brad Creighton over to Joe Marchena, and a quick two for the Highlanders.
Creighton was correct and good vision to see Marchena cutting on the right side and get the ball over to another one.
Again. Creighton again with the steal. This time he takes it himself. He picked Mike Price's pocket, and those 5 guys that Troy brought in, while they're sitting and talking to their starters on the sideline, those 5 guys are not getting it done. They haven't even gotten a shot off yet.
It could be TO time for Troy here. Settled down. The guard plays taking it away from him. About a 6 to 8 point swing there.
Well, and again, as we see another Adams player coming back in, Stan Frencher, his second time coming in off the bench. They're keeping everybody fresh.
Yep, they're rotating.
Meantime, that's Kerry Doherty, 6'7", junior center, inbounding the ball.
But the Colts haven't figured out, as far as offense, what they want to do here. No one seems to be moving away from the ball.
Right, well, you see Chris Irvin and Doherty trying to play a little two-man game there, and they do get the baseline jumper from Doherty.
You got this 6'7" big fella going to put it down from the baseline, get it to him.
So it's hard to block that shot, and Lester Witt's going to come back and make him play defense. He doesn't get the shot. Doherty does get the rebound.
Yep, Doherty goes to the boards.
Now you see Semeny bring the ball up, kicking it over to Price, back to Semeny. Trying to find Chris Irvin open, not able to. Now he gets him at the baseline, back under to Doherty, going to go on the other side of the baseline, in and out. And I don't know how many times we're going to talk about Lester Witt getting rebounds.
When you heard him bring it down, put it in 2 hands, get the elbows up. No one's taking it away from Lester. He takes control of the ball when he gets his hands on it.
Well, add some purple hair and he might look like Dennis Rodman. There you see Stan Frencher, the sophomore, pulling up from about 12 feet and getting it to go. And
nice drive, good look.
Doesn't look like a sophomore out there, does he?
No, not at all. He's got some poise.
Oh, now you see bringing up the ball, Mike Price.
He carried it, he got away with it.
Fires up just before the buzzer at the end of the quarter. And, well, the close game we expected isn't happening yet.
No, the three-pointer definitely put Adams way up here at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, 4 threes in the game, 2 of them by Elliston, and they're up 21-9, and Troy just hasn't been able to get in sync.
Yeah, and you're going to look at the Adams huddle, and I think Coach Belote's going to tell them, hey, look, let's swing the ball inside near the foul line, get the defense bunched up, and then kick it out for the 3. They don't seem to have anybody committed to our perimeter people when they go to put the 3. They're shooting it uncontested.
Yeah, really, and if you're Adams, the big thing to say is just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
With Troy,
right.
It's, you know, you just sat those starters for the last 2 or 3 minutes of the quarter. Maybe you get them to come out a little fired up. You know, that's always the old tactic. Every high school coach tries it. Maybe it'll work for Gary Froehlich.
But it might be time for Troy to switch defenses a little bit. Possibly do a man-to-man or do a matchup man on the perimeter and have your 2 big people take control down low of the lane.
That's another thing they've got to do offensively. You got to figure, get some second shots, box Lester Witt out of there. The guy's getting every rebound that he wants.
Right. As soon as the ball hits, there's Witt.
And we're looking at some footage of the former Troy coach, 14 years at Troy. Jim Clary hung it up last year, and what a tremendous career he had there.
Yeah, he had a great career. Troy had a long-standing, fine program, a good tradition. You could see these players this year that had played under Clary are well-coached and well-disciplined.
And there's his replacement, Gary Froehlich, kept keeping it in the family, so to speak.
Yep.
In the meantime, Gary Froehlich Jr. fires up a 3-point attempt, gets his own rebound with the follow, puts it off the glass, and just couldn't get it to go.
One of their first second attempts there on the offensive glass. He just put it up a little bit too hard. He followed his own shot, which is always a good sign.
And in the meantime, Adams setting up with Frencher up top, kicking it over to Marchena. Back to Frencher, outside to Creighton for 3. Doesn't get that. And Kyle Rance with the rebound. And, you know, at least defensively, Troy came out a little better this quarter.
Right, they need Kyle Rance on the offensive glass as well.
Gary Froehlich a little short on that one, and Creighton with the rebound, kicking it up to Van Robays. He's going to run the offense, looking for Frencher, and instead he pulls it up and gets into the offense. Over to Creighton, he's double-teamed back up top to Van Robays. Trying to get the screen from Zarnecki, and they're just not getting their spacing, are they?
No. But we'll bunch you up at the foul line and try to kick it out. Nice shot. Zarnecki jumper for Zarnecki.
Zarnecki at the corner of the foul line getting that. After all that confusion on offense, they're still able to get the basket to go.
Exactly. Zarnecki sets up at the foul line. If nobody wants to guard him, he puts it down. If he's guarded, kick it for the 3.
Now you see a little 2-man game with Akins and Froehlich. Akins up on top, kicking it over to Belton. Back up top to Akins, the 5'8" guard. Back to Froehlich, trying to post up Rance underneath, draws the double team and isn't able to get it down there. Instead gets it over to Akins for 3 off the back of the rim. And they're scrambling for the rebound, and Kaminskas comes up with it. They can't even get any luck now. They're not getting it to fall, and Zarnecki comes up with a rebound. That's actually a good play there. They just didn't get the shot.
Yep, they can't convert on the bunnies. You know, they had them out positioned down low, 3-1 on the glass. They got the rebound they looked for. The ball just rolled off. That's 2 to 3 plays in a row now. They haven't converted.
We see Frencher now getting it blocked by Kyle Rance once again. Rance just making his presence known, blocking and with the rebounds.
Yep, time to go to the offensive glass. Rance gets caught up out here a little bit too far. A crisper bounce pass right there, and that was in for an easy layup for Freilich, possibly a 3-point play. He just, you know, Rance just kind of like let it go a little bit too soft.
And in the meantime, Adams still keeping everybody fresh, bringing more guys in off the bench.
Here's the look as we come across. Here's Rance at the foul line. Head fake, a little bit soft, and it's kicked out by Zarnecki. Good hands.
I was going to say that head fake. I don't know if that really faked anybody out. And once again, Lester Witt, this time with the steal. And he's going to take it all the way to the hole on Rance, off the glass, and the foul.
Yep, nice drive by Witt. You see his quickness, but Rance got beat a little bit, kind of right here. He needs to cut the baseline off from Lester Witt right there. He gets caught a little late, hits him with the body, 3-point play. If you're going to foul like that, take him out. Don't let the shot get off. Make it count.
I was going to say, you know, it looked like he just wasn't sure if he wanted to foul him or not, and by the time he made the decision, it was too late, and the shot was off, and he still made the contact.
Yep. You hear the whistle, make it count, look for the ball, and take the man out.
And Lester Witt completes the 3-point play, and now it's 26-9 for the Highlanders.
I think next time when Rance hears the whistle, it might be a little different. He knows how to take people off in the football field.
Of course, maybe you want him passing the ball, move him up to the point. He is the quarterback. Now you see number 34 for Troy, who for some reason is not on our roster.
Well, we don't have him listed. It'll go.
In the meantime, Ryan Elliston, who had been hitting the threes in the first quarter, decides to hit a 2, and he's probably going to get a 3-point play out of it anyway as he draws the foul with the shot.
There's Lester Witt. He'll cross-court pass over to Elliston right here. Tried to get into Zarnecki, not there. Elliston, loose ball, and he puts it away and takes the foul. Elliston's shooting's been the difference. Since he came in off the bench, it's been all Adams.
And Elliston at the line to complete the 3-point play, and he's just been hitting from anywhere he shoots tonight. And XA hasn't been to the free throw line. We'll see if he can do that too, and he does.
He's smooth.
And that's I believe a 20-point lead or a 19-point lead, 28-9.
He averages, Elliston averages 12 points, and he's going to get that and more tonight. He's on fire, and if you're Adams and you're in the white jersey, get him the ball.
In the meantime, for Troy, they've got the ball back in Montre Aiken's hands.
That ain't going to get it when you're double teamed. You can't just throw it into the man.
Well, Adams still playing the tight D too, and Troy really, it's almost, you know, which are you going to fix first, your offense or your defense? And you know, we talked about the score. They were late getting that free throw up, and I thought it was 29-9, and it is. That scoreboard said 28-9 in the gym.
Yeah, and even 20. But when Montre Aikens comes up and you see the man coming to trap you, you have to wait for the trap to get up to you. Don't try to pass the ball before the trap is set, or you'll never get it through the 2 defenders.
Meantime, with the offensive rebound by the 5'8" Aikens, but he's not able to get the shot to go. But how did the 5'8" guy get under there and get that rebound?
He got right in there, but they're going to get the foul on Kaminskis. That's his second personal. You don't want to. It's a foul of frustration. He chased. He couldn't believe they didn't convert on the easy basket. Chased him out of the lane and fouled him.
That's something Troy has to be careful about. You know, as we were talking about number 34, who's not on our roster. I kind of think that it should be number 41, John McCall. 6'4", 240 pounds, because 34 is a big guy. John McCall, one of the best players on their football team. Yep. In fact, by the time this airs, will have signed his national letter of intent with Central Michigan University to play football.
Yeah, Division I football player.
That's got to be him, because I don't see a 41 anywhere there, and that looks like a football player to me.
He's been hitting the free weights. Here you see Van Robes. He can do it all for Adams.
Well, he just made the first free throw. Only a junior. And 30-9 for the Highlanders, looking to make it 31 at the line, and he does.
Adams has a lot of players that can do it all. It's a balanced attack. They've got 3 to 4 guys that average double figures, but everybody moves it around, looks for the hot shooter, and they play as a team, which is good in high school. If you got a hot guy, find him.
And you pick your poison. In the meantime, Joe Semeny dribbled it off his leg for another Troy turnover. And with the Adams defense causing enough turnovers for you, you don't need to be causing your own.
Yeah, Troy's getting caught up right when they get over the half-court line on the left side of the top of the key. All kinds of problems. Their guards are having problems. breaking any kind of defensive pressure and penetrating at all.
Meantime, Elliston firing up another three, his third of the game, and they're still not out on him. They're not guarding him. He's just backing up into Marley range now, and he's still making.
I'd get 3 black jerseys all over number 30 and just cut him off, force him to find somebody else that's going to put up that kind of point production.
In the meantime, Troy, their best offensive weapon is their littlest guy going inside. All their inside points are coming from the 5'8" Montre Akins. And Elliston again, and he's taking another step back every time. I don't know if he's waiting to get 4 or what, but he's just unbelievable.
I think next time he's setting up just inside the half-court line and going to pump it.
The Dan Marley School of Shooting. And Troy down 38-10, and 1 point is all they've scored so far in this second quarter, and we've only got 3 minutes and 41 seconds left in it, and they have definitely got to get things going. And they're calling a timeout, and they're going to see what Gary Freilich's going to say to his team, get them going. We'll go down to their huddle right now and hear what he has to say.
On offense, you're all standing around. You got to move the ball. At least Trey's doing some penetrating. Right now, you're running 2-1-2. Trey up top with Joe. You're in the middle. You go to one corner, you go to the other corner.
TCI next Saturday and Monday at 7 p.m. on channel 63.
Try to get the ball into the middle. If we can't get it in the middle, go to the one corner, and then the one corner will try to get it down to Gary. If they're running a man-to-man, run 33. 33 first time, all right? Come on now, fellas. Guys. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's go.
And next week, I'm going to bring you a great game. One of the top 10 teams in the entire state, the Clarkston Wolves, undefeated against another one of the best teams, at least in Oakland County, the Rochester Falcons. Next Saturday and Monday at 7 p.m. right here on Channel 63.
Yeah, Clarkston's undefeated. Rochester's right with them. And I'll tell you, that's the battle of Oakland County. There's no 2 finer teams right now in this area. That's going to be a war.
The Fife family. And we'll see if Troy can get their offense going. They've got it back up to Montre Akins. And we'll have to correct. Again, the scoreboard was off for a second. 37-11, not 38-10. But still a huge deficit to overcome. And as you see with the miss there and the rebound by Van Robeys. But I don't know, he got a little anxious on that outlet pass.
Yeah, he tried to kick it down low a little bit. But the one thing, if you heard Coach Freilich in the huddle, it was that they were standing around. His team is standing around. They need to cut off the 3, if at all. Try to cut off the 3. And when you get the ball right here, try to get the ball into the middle of the court somehow to take away the defensive pressure. Right there. There it is, in the middle of the court.
And they had McCall underneath and didn't see him. Now they get it to him for the layup. They were a little late, but still got the layup to him, drawing the double team into the middle.
Yep, Freilich in the middle might be the key to breaking the whole defensive pressure.
Wow, Elliston missed one.
And Troy had the positioning on the rebounds as Adams was kind of out on the perimeter.
If you're Adams, would you even think about rebounding Elliston? I mean, he doesn't miss.
Yep, get back for defense.
Meantime, Troy kicks it out to Belton, who fires up a 3-point try, doesn't get it. And, well, we haven't said it in a while, but Lester with the rebound.
Yep, here comes Lester again. But they're going to stick to the 2-1-2 defense, Troy is. But I don't know if this is going to help cut off the 3. I would get somebody man-to-man out on Elliston.
And just keep an eye on Elliston, and he gets himself open. You know, they kind of guard him, but he sneaks and gets open. In the meantime, Van Robeys with a double clutch off the glass right on John McCall, as you see there. That takes guts in itself to go up against him, and he gets it to go.
Yep, he took McCall on one-on-one. No call from the official. Could have been a 3-pointer, and he buried it.
39-13 Adams, and Gary Freilich takes it into the key. 13-footer gets it to go.
That might have been a really good call by Freilich's father on the bench to get him the ball in the middle of the court. How are you going to stop a guy that tall at the foul line? It's only a 15-foot jump.
Right, and if you do double team, he's got the size and the height to see the open man, too. And there you see Adams firing up a miss and Gary Freilich with the rebound, and he's coming out a little inspired right now.
They're going to call traveling. I don't know about that call. That was a good move.
Leonce Belton.
You get a look at Belton. That was a good move by Montre Akins. He made a quick move down the baseline, but it's a walk.
We'll get our first look at Todd DeGazio as Tim Zarnecki sits down. And Jason Stesney also comes in for the Highlanders. Marchena brings it up for Adams, leading 39-15.
But I've noticed that Adams is getting caught with all 5 players on the perimeter. When the long shot goes up, nobody's down low for the rebound.
And Chuck Van Robeys off the heel. And Belton, little guy, does a lot of inside work, gets the defensive rebound. Now he's bringing it up over to Belton. Or I should say Akins with the rebound over to Belton. And Lester Witt with what should be his second foul. And with 1:10, do you take Lester Witt out with 2 fouls just in case?
With this kind of lead, I sure would. Witt gets caught up. Watch his feet right here. His feet get crossed right in here. And then the man cuts right in. There's his knee, and that's it. You got to square your feet up better when the player has the ball in front of you.
And sure enough, they're going to bring in number 32, Doug Rogenson, and sit Lester Witt down. Meantime, John McCall's going to sit, and Chris Irvin's going to come in.
Not the kind of foul that a Lester Witt wants to get. You don't want to get your knee in there for a foul.
Not if you're an inside player, no.
Make it count. You know, if you're going to get, you got 5 fouls, make them count.
You see Belton taking it to the hole and turning it over. And Rogenson with the ball up top to Marchena. He thinks about it, instead kicks it over to Van Robeys, dribbles once inside, gets that shot deflected just a little bit by Freilich, in the rebound pulled down by David Fritz in for the first time.
No second shots for Adams anymore.
Meantime, Freilich fires up the 3, isn't able to get it to go, and Doug Rogenson got the rebound and stepped out of bounds.
Hey, just stepped out.
Meantime, another substitution in for Adams, this time number 20, Dan Lambert. And sitting down will be Chuck Van Robeys, who isn't their leading scorer today, but he's been doing a little bit of everything.
Now watch this on the rebound. This is Semeny on the rebound, but this court, it's because of the court design. You see that white line? See, you get caught up. You don't know where the baseline is. You don't know if the white line's a baseline or the yellow line's a baseline. He stepped on a yellow line. He's looking back. That's because the backboard is really in front of the baseline. It's confusing when you come down with a rebound, even though it's his home gym.
I was going to say, this is home gym. But yeah, of course, that nowadays in high school, you got all these extra courts and volleyball lines and everything else. And in the meantime, not worrying about any lines is Montre Akins. 3rd time tonight, taking it to the hole, going off the glass, this time getting the foul to go with it.
He's quick. There's the foul. He hears the whistle, and he puts it up with 2 hands. Nice body control and way to hang on to the ball after you take the foul.
39-17, and well, he's definitely been their top guy tonight.
Yeah, if Montre can keep penetrating, he might be able to bring Troy back in. And for them to cut the deficit, they need to cut off the 3.
You know, not to, as you see, he missed the free throw, and DeGazio got the rebound. Unless you're Country Day, I don't think you want a sophomore being your top scorer.
No.
And a turnover by Troy. Rogenson with a nice move.
Woo, what a move.
And
crossover dribble.
Well, I mean, a move Tim Hardaway might be proud of, and he gets the foul to go with it. And boy,
there's
right
Rogenson, there it is, a crossover, burns the man, takes the foul right here and finishes it. Nice.
That foul on Chris Irvin, and you know, Troy comes up with a great play on the offensive end, and then to come back and do this with 25 seconds left in the half, Adams just never gets down, do they?
No, it was a nice touch to spin that ball off the glass as you're getting fouled from behind.
And you just saw Rob Mercado check in for the first time, and I think they've gotten their entire bench into this game in the first half. And in the meantime, Rogenson completes the 3-point play, and the score 42-17. And for a game that we thought was going to be evenly matched,
well, the Highlanders are shooting. They're shooting at the foul line as well.
Meantime, Freilich finds the range just inside the 3-point line, 42-19 with 10 seconds left in the half. And Mercado with the ball, and they're going to have to get the offense going and get a shot off in the next 7 seconds. Kicks it over to DeGazio off the back. Rebound before the buzzer by Jason Stesney, and it counts.
Good follow.
And it's not quite the Niners-Chargers, but it's close. The Troy Colts are in a big hole. 44 for the Rochester Adams Highlanders, and Gary Freilich and his Colts 19. And we're going to take a look at that shot just before the buzzer.
Yep, the penetration by Mercado. He kicks it off to the big fella, DeGazio. His shot goes up and misses, but look at the guard, Stesney, go up in the air and get right back up and put it down before anybody gets in his face.
5'11", 165 pounds.
And
just
beat the buzzer, too.
Everybody on Adams is contributing. Adams up 44-19 over Troy. We'll be right back with some halftime stats after this.
Excuse me. Do you wear your safety belt?
Why, no. I don't wear my safety belt.
Thank you.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Oakland Press Perspective with Neil Monroe is an informative talk show that discusses issues often overlooked by broadcast stations. Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press newspaper, will keep you abreast on hot topics, events, and issues taking place in Oakland County. So for news you can use, join Neil Monroe every week on the Oakland Press Perspective, Friday night at 8:30 on TCI 63.
We're back at Adams High School, and the Highlanders taking it to the Colts 44-19. Everything going right for Rochester Adams, nothing going right for Troy.
Yeah, Adams shot the lights out in the first half.
And we're going to get this second half going with a lob underneath the Lester Witt, and more of the same in the second half.
Yep, just slide around high. You look at the field goal percentage. Adams at 58% from the field.
And it doesn't take a genius to figure out who's winning when you look at those two stats consecutively. The turnovers were killing Troy, especially early.
Yep, early turnovers really came to haunt them.
And rebounds, and we talk about rebounds, and you see Adams come up with the rebound as we mention it.
Yeah, Troy got a lot of the rebounds with 3 or 4 minutes to go in a half, but for, a quarter and a half, it was pretty much Adams all over.
Wow, Lester Witt, Mr. Rebound in the first half, is deciding to put some points on the board now in the second half, catch up with his teammates.
Yeah, he decided that he needs double figures.
In both. Yeah, he's got the doubles and rebounds, I'm pretty sure. Gary Freilich, meantime, with the rebound and the putback. Tough little shot from that angle.
Yep, he was kind of pinned in on the baseline, but he put it away. He's got a nice touch.
48-21, Adams. And, well, if you're Troy, do you, I don't want to say you give up yet, but do you start firing up threes already?
No, I think if I was Troy, I'd get into either a half or a full court press and make Adams beat the press up the floor and try to create some turnovers. Otherwise, it's pretty much over.
Meantime, Adams, you see, very patient with the ball.
Yeah,
usually they try to force it, but
they'll take time off the clock. If Troy's going to let them, just run the timeout.
they see it. All their guys handling the ball well. Elliston, Crichton. Elliston with the ball that time inside the three-point line. Not able to go. Aikens with the rebound. And again, the sophomore really doing it all and taking it to the hole. Not able to get it that time. A lot of defensive pressure, but
there's a three.
Belton comes up with the long rebound and the three-pointer. And, well, they're within doubled of them, 48-24. And Kyle Rance comes up with the rebound, and Troy's back on the offense.
Yeah, Elston came down, kind of rushed one there. You don't want to get into that. Slow the game down. You got a big lead. Take time off the clock.
Montre Aikens takes it to the hole and again draws the foul. This time, I believe, on Brad Crichton, and he looks like he doesn't think anyone can handle him quickness-wise, and they can't.
One-on-one, he's going to go right around Crichton on the crossover. Crichton reaches in, definite foul, and he's got big-time quickness.
They say he was shooting.
No way.
But, well, it's Crichton's second foul, and the refs, and maybe Greg Norman wants a mulligan on that call, but he's shooting too.
No way.
Again, Aikens, 5'8", 120-pound sophomore. Yep. Obviously, the top sophomore in Oakland County is over at Country Day, but I'm sure he's one of the better sophomore guards around.
Tough to guard a left-hander with that kind of quickness. You're used to it's strange, but you're used to everybody coming at you with the right hand, and when they get in trouble, you defensively, when you get in trouble behind a quick guy, you always lean to his right. When he throws it up to his left, it's an open jumper for him.
Well, he got both free throws to go, but Adams.
Nice move.
They come back, and Tim Zarnecki with, for a big guy, a pretty sweet inside scoop shot.
Yep. Good move. Elliston creating defensive pressure, almost comes up with a steal. Troy wasn't really paying attention. Elliston snuck back and almost stole it.
Well, one thing he can do is finger roll.
No, and a great body control for Zarnicki to finish that one off.
And you see Aikens with the ball. Checked tightly by Elliston. Kicking it out to Belton, back up. Aikens getting a screen from Kaminskis. They tried to run the pick and roll. It wasn't there. Now Rance pulls up from 14 feet, just a little short. Again, Montre Aikens with the putback, not able to get it go. get it to go, but still he's underneath getting rebounds at 5'8".
Rance with the steal there.
Nicey Kaminskas running the point. He's got Belton open for a three. He gets it up, and I don't know if Elliston got a piece of it, but he bothered the shot anyway.
He bothered it.
And Lester Witt, rebound number whatever, 20 probably by now.
Yeah, he took his eyes off the rim and got caught up in the blocker.
Zarnicki tried to take him to the hole, not able to. Kicks it into Van Robeys. Can't get the shot to go, but does draw the foul in the lane. Kyle Rance raising his hand saying it's on him. It looked like Freilich was also there, but I think they are going to give it to Rance.
But down low, Zarnicki and Van Robeys are just having a field day down here on the baseline. You get a shot of Van Robeys with the ball. Here's the screen from Zarnicki. Good screen for a clean, open shot, but he decides to take it in further for the foul. Gets the foul.
That was on Rance.
And almost pulled a three-point play. We do that kind of a lead. You can take a chance, avoid the open jumper, and go in for a possible three-point play.
Kyle Rance's third foul, as you see.
Yep, get him out of there.
And, well, in the meantime, Van Robeys hitting the free throws. And we talked about it earlier, they're getting close to that 70% free throw percentage that they want to have for the season. And they started out really, around 50% early in the year. We saw them against Ferndale, and they were struggling a lot at the line. And obviously Ken Velotes had them in there working on the free throws. Van Robeys hits 2 of them. And they're doing what Adams is well known for doing, making free throws. And 70% in high school is really, really good.
That's a great percentage.
And the lefty, we hadn't seen this one yet. Montre Akins has been hitting all kinds of 2s off the glass. He fires up the 3 that time, 52-29.
Yeah, someone needs to take Akins on one-on-one, cut him off.
Now Lester Witt with the ball. Looked like it might have been for Elliston, but he's going to try and take Freilich one-on-one, and Kaminskas comes over to help, and Elliston has it now. Down to Zarnicki. And Lester Witt trying to be the point guard with little ball handling wizardry. And with all that, Zarnicki, well, he had the layup and just wasn't able to get it to go. Freilich with the rebound and throws away at midcourt, trying to hit Joe Semeny, and there's just a little miscommunication between those two.
Yeah, and with Freilich, there was no need to jump on that play. When you jump up there, you get hung up in the air, and his offensive teammates had turned their back before he jumped, and there was no one to dish off to. He got caught up.
And they really still, second half, and they still don't seem to really be in sync. And Lester Witt with an offensive rebound, but Semeny with the steal. And I believe Lester Witt is the one who kicked that out of bounds.
Let's see what they call. No, they're going to call Troy ball.
Yeah, it should be. Lester Witt, I think. I don't know if we have a replay of that, and they're arguing about it, but I think it was Lester Witt's foot. Let's take a look right there. It was.
Yeah, Lester kicked it out. Good shot.
And that was
nice camera
that
shot.
was the master angler down there, Mark Gomez. He can do more than fish. He can catch a shot too. You see Troy getting the subs in a little earlier in the second half than they were in the first half.
Yeah, Freilich's going to take his seat now and trying to settle down. He had a turnover, a couple of misses.
There's John McCall, a little pump fake on Witt and gets it to go, and using that 240 pounds, that's hard to handle down low.
Yep, Troy stepping up the defensive pressure.
Crichton with the ball, trying to get it to Elliston, tips it over to Witt, or that was Van Robeys he was trying to get it to, but they got it back up to Crichton now. And he's got Chris Irvin on him. Now Van Robeys looking maybe at a 3, now trying to run a pick and roll. Does to Zarnicki, gets the layup.
Nice.
Textbook pick and roll.
Good finish. He put it up left-handed to finish it off. Zarnicki, nice body control, quick feet for a big fella.
And one thing that Troy can try as hard as they want, when you've got as many individuals that seem to be on fire, or at least playing fundamentally perfectly as Adams does, you can't stop everybody.
I'd like to see the rematch with Adams and Clarkson. That's going to be a game.
And that's coming up. You see Troy turns it over once again. And Adams bringing in Stan Frencher again, the sophomore, who did a heck of a job in the first half.
Yep,
and they're going to sit down Brad Crichton. I'm sure he'll be back in a couple of minutes, probably sit out the rest of this quarter.
Crichton handled the ball well and kind of settled the offensive down for Adams.
Akins almost with the steals. They try to inbound to Elliston. They'll re-trigger. Gary Freilich, in the meantime, coming back in for the Colts, and Akins is going to sit down and get a breather.
Well, Troy stepped it up. They're going to go full court pressure now and try to make something happen.
I'm curious to see how their offense goes. They haven't been in sync offense. Everything that's happened has been because Akins kind of freelanced it. Without him in there, they're going to have to go to a team offense. Meantime, their defense trying to slow down the Highlanders. And Zarnecki from about 14 feet. You can't stop everything he does.
No, Troy doesn't have the quickness to stay in a man-to-man full-court press. They're going to get burned. Like that time, Adams beats the press and ends up with a 2-on-1 down in the paint.
Well, they got a foul before the shot. And, well, I'll tell you, it looked like Stan Frencher was trying to fight off John McCall and maybe couldn't handle him, and I think they called it the other way.
And here you got Freilich with the ball, and you got McCall setting the body pick. Oh, yeah, moving all over the place. Can't do that. That's John McCall doing the football block out.
Yeah, when you're as big as he is, you're going to move guys easily. And Lester Witt in the third quarter hitting that outside J from about 10 to 12 feet.
Yep, Lester's on fire right now. Definitely wants to get his scoring average up.
Well, you got to have the double-double. It's not enough to have 10 rebounds. You got to have 10 points. Meantime, they run a little give and go with McCall, and he wasn't ready for it. No. And he is a tight end. He's not just a lineman. Just didn't use him that time. Wasn't ready for it.
I think he kind of lost sight of the ball, and then as he picked it up, it was hitting his hand. His defender kind of got in his way.
And in his defense, the ball was low.
Right,
it was a low bounce pass.
It was a low pass. Kind of wrapped around.
Meantime, Adams they do get it in before the 5-second call, and Elliston now is going to bring it up. 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Adams beats a man-to-man press easy, takes Zarnecki, get him in the middle of the floor, get him the ball, and everybody swing off him.
Now we'll have to see who the foul's on. Lester Witt tried to take him to the hole. I think they're going to call this one on Chris Irvin, and I think you could almost see what he was going to do. He was going to hit Zarnecki.
Look at Witt working one-on-one right here. He'll come down through the screen, quickness. He gets tripped up right there.
That was Irvin. And, when you look at Doherty, number 50, came over to help. Zarnecki was open. Had he not been tripped up, I think they had another easy layup.
Oh, yeah. Zarnecki at first, like you said, was holding him off. Then he decided, release on him, get to the other side of the lane. It was 2-on-1 if Lester gets the ball in there. But Lester's doing the right thing. He's quick, take the ball to the basket.
In the meantime, they turn it over on the inbound, and the Colts have the ball with Freilich running it up top. And he's taking the jumper just inside the three-point line. Doesn't get it, but Semeny with the offensive rebound and the putback and the basket. 58-33. And, it's still, you're still down a ton.
Right. But Adams on the defensive end needs to take away the second shot there. They switched up into a 1-3-1 and got caught with only one man in the lane, and the shot went up.
Meantime, the foul there before the shot, and Adams going to bring in 3 of their subs for the last minute and 16 seconds of this quarter. They're bringing in DeGazio, Mercado, and I believe, and Frencher was now Frencher just came back in. They sub so many guys so quickly. Nobody stays in for a long time. Troy, on the other hand, they're bringing in David Fritz. They're going to sit Kaminskis for the last minute 16 of the third quarter.
But it's a good spot for Coach Below to get some PT for some of his bench players before they get into a game like a Clarkston, where they might get in some foul trouble or they might get a little out of breath and get winded and need some people off the bench.
Meantime, Joe Marchena fires up yet another 3 for the Highlanders. And if this is a warm-up for Clarkston, the Wolves better watch out and not be looking ahead to the Rochester game.
Yep.
You overlook a team with a 500 record, and Gary Freilich just hit the jumper for Troy, and it's 61-35. But I'll tell you, the Adams it's not the team they played the first time.
Nope, they're deep. They handle the ball. They go to the basket, and they shoot.
Frencher, the sophomore, and it's a different name. Every time down the court, we're calling a different guy with the basket.
And from 15 in, they're deadly.
Gary Freilich firing up the 3, and they're going to call the foul. A good call on Van Robeys. And they're saying it was part of the continuation of the shot, and that's going to mean 3 free throws for Gary Freilich. And I don't know if he fouled him. I thought the shot had already left his hand. I think
decides to go one-on-one with Van Robeys. Let's see on this.
Is this really a shooting call? Shot.
Oh, he was boxing out to cut off the offensive rebound. I don't know. That's not a shooting foul. It's a position foul. The ball's out of the sideline.
Yeah, but I don't think Adams going to argue too badly right now.
It didn't affect the shot, though. It really is a technical call. In a big game, that could hurt you.
That's Dan Lambert checking in for the Highlanders. They're going to sit Van Robeys down for the last half minute.
But I like the way Van Robeys spotted up there. Let him have the 3, turn around, and feel your man on your back and cut him off from the easy follow-up basket.
And we have seen Gary Freilich does follow his shot. So it is good to box him out even from up there. And is he going to get all 3? He does. And it is a 3-point trip for the Colts.
Here's the full court press now. It's
Well,
man
there's
to man.
DeGazio, and you want him handling it if you're Troy. And let's see who that foul's on. I think they're going to call it on David Fritz. He tried to draw the charge. Wasn't quite able to do it. And they got this band here in Adams.
Yeah, Mercado gets it right here. Fritz, now he wasn't set. He threw his left foot down.
Tried to sucker a call.
Yeah, did the Academy Award fall there. Little too late there.
One thing Adams has, aside from a great team, they got the best music of any high school basketball program.
They're jamming in the building.
They got a band in here that's great, and they play great warm-up music on tape, too. Meantime, that's Rob Mercado missing the shot. He's got 8 seconds left as he picks up the rebound almost at half court. Fires it up with 4 on the clock.
Yeah.
Gets it to go.
Double
And
pump me one time.
Again, they beat the buzzer. Everything is going right for the Highlanders.
I like Mercado, the double pump. Give it to me. Right before the buzzer.
Oh, man, and after 3, it's Adams 65, Troy 39, and there's the band. These guys, they're good.
Oh, they're jamming.
Oh, they should get on the Roadshow video sometime, I think.
Oh, they're really good. Halftime, they're blowing it away.
And meantime, we saw these two teams play each other on the football field earlier in the year, and Troy up 22-14. Adams late in the game. Jason Janeski rolled out, hit Brian Anderson in the end zone, as you'll see right here. A great play. It's about 2 minutes, maybe under 2 minutes left in the game. A lot of pressure there from the Troy defense, the infamous Troy defense. Anderson with the catch, 22-20. Meant you go for the 2-point conversion, and you can tie it up and go to overtime. And Janeski rolls out. And here's the Troy defense that led them to a state championship. Come from the weak side, safety blitz, forced the fumble, no 2-point conversion. They didn't get the onside kick. The final score, Troy 22, Adams 20. The closest game of the year for Troy, accepting their one loss to Waterford Kettering. And Troy, as you may or may not know, rolled on to the state title, and we should congratulate Coach Gary Griffith and the rest of his team. And you mentioned John McCall on this team, their top player, Kyle Rance, the starting quarterback. I believe Gary Freilich was on the team as well, and a tremendous effort by them. McCall, we mentioned, signing with Central Michigan this week. Charlie Sanders from Adams signing with Ohio State, Big Ten guy. And he probably should have gone to Northwestern, but that's okay. He's going to another Big Ten school. That's
yeah,
cool.
Your brother would have liked to see for Charlie Sanders in the end zone.
All right, though. He'll be in the end zone for the Buckeyes.
A lot of talent on that football field. Did you see the speed of that Troy defense?
Speed and the size and the strength. They were fun to watch this year. In the meantime, the Troy offense on the basketball court draws a foul, and they're going to try and inbound it.
Freilich in the face of a double team dumps it off as we get a shot here.
That's
good head fake. He looked down low, nothing there.
Irvin trying to inbound, has to kick it way up top to Belton. Now up to Freilich. And trying to get the offense going, takes it to the hole, man, one-on-one. And he took Marchena to the hole, and I'm surprised there wasn't a foul called on somebody.
Yeah, no call. People with bodies on the floor. Ooh, nice block.
Kerry Doherty sticking it right back down Todd DeGazio's throat.
Haven't seen much of him, 6'7" junior.
Well, we saw him hit a couple of baseline J's in the first half. He hasn't played much in the second half. Belton, in the meantime, fires up the 3, and we've got a held ball situation on the rebound with the arrow pointing Adams' way.
Well, referee Vince Maizano on the baseline has got to have a different call than that.
Well, let's take a look at that block again.
Yeah, you get a shot of Doherty here go up. Nice clean block, but the good thing is he controlled the ball after the block. Right here, he picks it up, and it's a turnover. The block's a turnover.
And right now, your team's down like that. If you're Doherty, you're doing everything you can to get more playing time as the season goes on. And gets the rebound there, and he might be earning some more playing time.
Yeah, I'd get him in there. I'd get him all kinds of PTs. Big, he can move.
Wow, and that was Marley range that Freilich fired it up from. And DeGazio, with the rebound, not
Doherty
able to control it.
again and kept it alive.
Knocked it off to Rance, who kicks it out to Belton. Now Rance again, probably not going to fire that 3 up from that distance again.
Somebody from Troy away from the ball needs to move. Look at all 4 guys were standing still when the whistle blew. You can't do that. Your offense has to move without the ball.
And Marchena realized that, and he tried to nail Freilich up top and got the foul called on him, but Freilich was just stuck there dribbling the ball and couldn't move, and he almost made the steal. And I think some of those guys might be getting tired for Adams, and they're making the substitutions. Going to bring Elliston back in, Crichton, and Van Robes. That's lethal weapon 3 that just came in there for them.
Yeah, but you can't get Freilich hung up going 1-on-4 at almost half court.
Yep. And Van Robes comes in, gets a rebound. And now it's Crichton. It's the guys that just came off the bench. follows his shot. Good box out by Irvin. Kicks it up to Belton. 1-on-2, and he's going to pull up for 3. And get it.
Woo. Yep, he squared up off the dribble and put it down.
And you better make that because there's nobody but 2 Highlanders down there to rebound, and you could have held up for the fast break.
Yeah, he didn't want to drive, get the fast break layup. Let's shoot for 3.
That's only 2.
Yep.
65-41. They're going to need a few more threes to get close, but, well, we have seen weirder things before.
Yeah, but the three-pointer has definitely changed the high school game. More and more teams are setting up. They leave 2 guard players out along the three-point lane versus taking the ball down the lane. They kick it out.
And Elliston showing some quickness, taking Montre Akins to the hole, getting the shot off and drawing the foul. Going to go to the line for 2. Another thing in Adams' favor, we talked about the 70% free throw shooting. Well, you're Troy, you're going to have to start fouling pretty soon. The problem is they don't miss.
Right.
You know, so you're not just going to get rebounds, you're going to give them some free points.
Coach Belote said that the game at Clarkston, the missed free throws killed them. They didn't get enough free throws.
No attempts is what really killed them.
But they missed some free throws, and he said his team got real serious about free throw shooting after that contest.
Well, and you can see it tonight, and once again, Elliston makes the first one, and Troy's bringing in John McCall, and Jeremy Grenier came in just before him. Again, John McCall will be a Chippewa.
But I think the one thing you forget about Ryan Elliston, you know, when you get caught up in his three-point shooting ability is the fact that he can handle the ball with both hands. He doesn't turn the ball over. And he's got a good head with good poise, a kind of guy you want to get the ball in his hands and let him control your offense for you.
And he hits from everywhere. The guy's just, he's been tremendous. In the meantime, if you had to pick an MVP for Troy, that's the guy.
Yep, Montre Akins, this sophomore, lighting it up.
That's his second 3, and he was hitting all kinds of 2s earlier.
Get out of here. John McCall went up. Leonce Belton into the stands trying to retrieve the block. Here's McCall. No, not going to go. Not in my house.
Well, not in Adam's house anyway. You know, for 240, he got up. That's a lot of weight to get off the ground, and he does it again with the rebound.
Yep, he can jump. He's got springs.
And Akins, I say, if that goes, just, you know, call everything else off.
A little bit of a sophomore move. You get hung up in the air going 1-on-4. You want to hold on to the ball, dribble it to the other side of the lane, and see what's on the weak side.
Yeah, look, you know what? That was a little Lindsey Hunter there. You're so quick that you forget that you're not going to make every shot.
That's right.
Meantime, Van Robeys comes up with a little frantic offensive rebound there that happened to land in his hands. And you hear the band in the background again, kind of rocking and rolling, as Van Robeys on the defensive end draws the charge on Joe Semeny, and everything's still going right for Adams. And, you know,
Van Robeys, good position.
And that's going to lead to a Troy timeout. You know, you'd think somewhere along the line Adams would get a little cold.
Somebody stuck his shoulder into him right there.
Yeah.
Definitely good call by the ref. Good position. Van Robeys and Zarnecki have been tough underneath.
And Adams, in the meantime, they just got to keep things going. We'll go down there huddle and hear how they're going to do it.
Easy on the defensive boards, everybody. Seems like they beat a lot of loose balls here near the end of the quarter. We got to look at their job into the loose balls, make some shots down here. Foul run and exchange next time down the floor. See if we can get one of these 2 guys underneath for an easy one. Change it up a little bit. We got stuck in the running 5-man. That's fun plays. You got pistol, fist, one, but that defense is so big on the inside. 2. We haven't run 2 in a while. Split. Come on, you got about a minute for me here. Come on.
Well, don't miss the Master Anglers Thursdays at 7 with Mark Gomez. And once again, this right here, advertising space for rent. Call 549-7765 if you want to advertise your company on that hat. Only $5. That's all. $5. Gomi will put you on that hat. All kinds of advertising. Your business will increase probably by 2 or 3 customers. Huge. And there is the Master Angler himself, multi-talented, looking for the money. He wants 5. If you want to give him 10, he'll take it 2. Meantime, looking for the 2 points down in the other end is Lester Witt. And, well, I take back that Dennis Rodman comparison. This guy can play offense.
Yeah, Lester Witt's quick, can shoot. And in the second half especially, he's come out to shoot the ball.
And Gary Freilich, another guy that can shoot the ball, fires up the 3 for Troy. Too little, too late, but you still got to keep things going. You got to try to keep it respectable, and you've got a lot of games left to play in the season. You're going to play these guys again, I think.
That might be his first three. The only thing with Freilich is, he can shoot the 15 and 20 footer. I don't think he's got it from, 25 to 30.
Well, he tried one from 30 earlier and it was off the front of the rim.
But the Adams huddle, Coach Belote was saying, let's run some plays right there. Let's run the exchange down low in the lane, work on some offensive plays. That was a good play right there to work the screen and work the big fella, Zarnicki.
They draw the foul, I believe, on number 30, Akins. He's just everywhere trying to make the steals. That's more of a hustle foul than anything, but it does get Zarnicki to the line. And talking about running plays, knowing that you've got the game won, do you maybe, for these last 4 minutes of the game, try and experiment, try some plays you haven't run a lot in the games because you got the Clarkston game coming up, see what works?
Yeah, exactly. That's what Coach Belote was talking about. They're going to work on play number 2, which is basically a post exchange. You take your 2 low post players, they crisscross in the lane, and you check off, try to take your defender with you, try to get Zarnicki or Van Robe open in the lane, and then Lester Witt's going to come in crashing the boards as they put it up. But they definitely, I think where they want to get Clarkson is down low and try to take the game down low away from the Fife. I think it's Jeremy Fife on the outside for them. Get them away from him, get the game down low, and try to let their big people take it to a couple like Graves down low and Jeremy's brother Dane Fife. Dane Fife. That's
freshman.
Dan Fife's the coach.
Yeah, Zarnicki made the 2 free throws, and Van Robe's, good call by the ref. Van Robe's made the steal at half court, took it to the hole, and I think he's going to get the intentional foul. He's going to take it to the hole, and that's Chris Irvin coming behind, and he doesn't go for the ball.
He's a 6'3" junior forward. Look at that speed. Look at the dribbling ability. And he comes from behind and takes his body.
You intentional. If you don't go for the ball, if he comes over the top and tries to block it, they probably give him just 2 shots.
He was trying to wrap him up, grab, pull him to the floor.
Yeah, you can't do. He never even made an attempt at the ball, so it's 2 shots and the ball. And, of course, he makes the first and will probably make the second.
Check the wrist follow-through by Van Robe's at the free throw line. He locks his elbow in down low at the waist and takes it up and follows through with the wrist. He's just got beautiful form. I hope I didn't jinx.
Well, you probably did, but, 74-47.
There it is.
He's so good, you can't jinx him.
He's a ball player. He's a ball player. This team might be able to pull it against the Clarkston.
And, once again, that's Dan Lambert coming in, and they are getting everybody into the game. And against a Clarkston team, you probably are going to need as many guys as you can playing because you are going to get tired.
Yep, you're going to go. It's full court pressure, and you are going to get tired. You got to go deep. But I think the big thing against the Clarkston, you need a couple threes to swing the game for you.
And Clarkston is undefeated, and how many teams really go undefeated on a year? You're going to lose somewhere. You're going to come up flat. Country Day lost a game, I believe. And meantime, they're giving an explanation to one of the coaches, Ken Belote. I don't know what for. But still, it's Adams' ball after the intentional foul. Got the 2 free throws, keep the possession, and the sophomore French are in and out. And Freilich not able to hold on to the rebound, but Semeny is, and the Colts are on the move. And he looks up top to Irvin, down low to Freilich, and he's going to try and turn and gun, but he can't.
They could call 3 seconds all day right there. Yeah, John McCall and Freilich both caught in the lane for maybe a minute or 2.
Could have called a 3, could have called a held ball, called a non-shooting foul. I think if you're a ref, you don't want to call anything at this point. You just want to go home.
No, you get a shot of the Troy offense. A work it to Freilich right here, about inside the foul line. McCall comes up right here. You get I think the foul over the top. But he had ball.
And you didn't see it on the screen, but Leonce Belton just fired in a 3, and it's 75-50. And they're still, say those Troy guys, each one of them is going to try and, earn a little more playing time anyway. And you got to play for the pride factor anyway.
Yep. I don't want to bring this up, but the band can't play while the game's going on.
That's a technical foul.
Technical foul on the bench.
Yeah, but the band is so good.
I know. Someone's got to tell Nirvana and the boys over there to put it away.
Oh, yeah, they play Nirvana, Violent Femmes, everything. Here you see him taking it to the hole. That's Dan Lambert going to get his first chance of getting some points on the board, drawing the foul.
Yeah, but his arm got yanked right there. Good way to draw the foul. Go in, get up in the air, elevate inside the lane, and see what comes at you.
Those guys are the kings of rock. And Dan Lambert, so you get a little nervous, We didn't see him a whole lot. He probably doesn't play a lot in every game, and he does get on the scorebook there with that free throw. And man, everybody makes their free throws here now.
Free throws.
And that's another thing against Clarkston. If they can get the calls, they're going to make them.
You know, this is a shooter's rim. You can hear that ball bouncing around. Nice touch. It's not a real firm rim. It's kind of got a bounce to it, and that's what you want as a shooter.
Hey, where can I get one of those rims? Freilich with another three, and maybe that is a little out of his range. Frencher comes up with the rebound and kicks it up to Rodginson. We'll see if they try to take any time off. Apparently not.
That was a good rebound by Frencher. Good position down low.
Only 5'10". And Lambert now for three.
Nice form. Good shot.
Well, if he doesn't play a lot, maybe he ought to. Everybody can hit for these guys.
You see it leave his wrist, you know it's going down. But the key to shooting that three is squaring those shoulders and going up with square shoulders.
I mean,
right here we get a look at the good defensive hustle. That was Rogenson right there. Almost came up with the steal, but couldn't quite get it. But they're still hustling up by 20, 30 points here.
That time Mercado with the rebound. Over to Stesny. Off the front of the rim, but the rebound, Rodginson doesn't get it to go, but does get the foul, I believe. They're going to call this one on Mike Price. And they do, and it gets Rodginson 2 free throws.
He was hustling on the defensive end, and that time he hustled on the offensive glass. As the ball came off the rim, he kind of stepped around his man, got busy, beat his man to the ball, and came up with it and drew a foul. Almost drew a three-point play.
And it gets him. It's unbelievable to see a high school team with everybody making their free throws.
Yeah, they shoot the free throws like this in a big game, and it'll turn it all around because you're scoring without the clock moving. It's so important.
Yeah, and right now they're doing, in fact, they're getting to the line too. They're taking it inside. They're forcing the contact. Like you said, if you don't make the free throws, who cares how many attempts you get?
That's right.
And again, he makes both of them, and it's 82-50. And a steal by Mercado, and he kicks it up to Stesny, and he's going to take Semeny to the hole and doesn't get it to go, but Mercado comes up with the rebound and the putback and the basket.
And nice move for Mercado. Comes up with the steal, kicks it down. The shot doesn't go. He gets the offensive rebound and puts it away, hustling on both ends of the floor. There he is with another defensive rebound. He handles the ball well, too.
Another guy under 6 feet getting the rebound.
Good look.
Well, he gets it to DeGazio, not able to get it to go. Colts come back on offense. Belton thought about the three, decided not to, and Lambert took the steal as he tried to feed it inside. And Stesny's going to pull it up, and they're going to run the offense, which apparently was Mercado firing up a three that doesn't go.
Almost went. I thought it was going. There's a foul.
That's just one of those, you're in such a flow that Rodginson decided to go for the steal on Freilich and committed the foul. And these guys, everything's going right. Why not try it?
Hustling on a defensive end, but he tried to come over here and step in front of the man and go for the ball. He got caught reaching across. Don't want to do that. You know, you really want to run about 2 steps in front of the man and then turn your shoulders and jump out in front of him versus reaching in. But it's late in the game. He's trying to come up with a steal and get an easy basket.
You know, they had 6 guys on the floor for a second there, and the refs didn't call it.
No call. They almost inbounded the ball with 6 minutes.
They did. The 32-70 had not sat down by the time the ball got inbounded. But again, I don't think the refs are going to call that kind of stuff with a minute left. Nice catch there by the fan. You know, he was open.
All right, even the fans were getting into
open.
it. I know.
Throw to the open man.
You know what? He's got a Troy jersey on underneath his sweater.
That's it.
Get him out here.
The band is still playing, but there's no action right now, so I guess that's legal.
They don't want to lose the crowd.
Of course, that won't matter in the Clarkston game because that's at Clarkston for him. Meantime, Lambert's going to get another trip to the line, another 1-and-1 situation. And they'll call the papers a missed free throw.
Yep. It's a rarity, but with the 1-and-1, the key thing there, as always, is you got to hit the first one.
You know, and I think Gary Griffith might be able to find some receivers for next year in this crowd sitting behind the Troy bench. They're catching the ball.
Get the fans involved.
That's right, and Mercado with a good look underneath.
Nice hustle.
Good putback by Mercado. And Rodginson finally on their 3rd attempt gets it to go. And
Rodginson's everywhere. He's hustling. Him and Mercado are all over. They want the playing time. They like this.
Rodginson with the steal, fires it deep, trying to get Stesny on the breakaway, just to let him a little too much that time.
Hey, to them, it's a 1-point game right now.
And And Belton going to fire up another three. He hit a few today, and that one's in and out. But number 22, Mike Price with the putback. And 30 seconds left in this game. We'll see who else can get on the board. Belton with the foul there is going to send Stesney to the line. I don't know what that foul was for. He fouled him from behind. That's what you do when you're down by 5. But, you know, when you're down 34, it's not going to help much.
He'll reach to try to poke the ball around his back right here. Slide in, but no, he took the arm. What a hack.
Well, the thing is, even if it's clean, they're going to call the foul on that.
The refs right there, they see a reach like that.
That's just one of those unwritten rules. But he gets Stesney to the line for the 1-and-1. Now, you know they're not going to miss 2 in a row, so he makes that one to, you know, I think one missed free throw is a slump around here. And this is not the same Adams team we saw against Ferndale at the beginning of the month.
No, this team's been practicing hard. You can tell they're all poised. They've got shooting ability. The thing I really like about this team is that they're deep.
Yeah. I don't know how many guys, almost their entire bench has scored. With 20 seconds left, 87 to 52. 87 is a lot of points for high school.
I think practice has got to be a war with the starters going against the first team reserves. I'd like to see that.
And Mercado doesn't get it to go. Stesney can't get the putback. And that should be our final score as Mercado still with a second left.
He won't give up.
Knocking the ball out. 1 second left. It's 87 to 52. Adams over Troy. And that's most likely going to be our final score. Although they've got an open guy for a layup. See if he gets the shot off. They're going to give it to him. Count it for David Fritz. Make the final score 87-54. They ran 3 up on the scoreboard in the gym. But it's 87 to 54 is the final score. The Highlanders beat the Colts. Ken Belot's got his team on a roll. Looking to that Clarkston game at the end of the week. And there's some happy guys I think know this is going to be a fun game Friday.
Yeah, you got to look at the Adams Highlanders. They played hot tonight, and hopefully they're going to work hard. They're not going to get too overconfident about this victory, and they're going to come out ready to play like they did in the first half tonight.
In the meantime, the Troy Colts are going to have to regroup a little bit. Granted, they played a tough team. Against another team, they might get things going, but still wish both teams well the rest of the year. And you see Jim Clary, Ken Belot, you see Jim Feldkamp on the far right, the athletic director for Troy. Everybody came out for this game, and I think all those Troy guys are leaving a little disappointed. But once again, the final score, the Adams Highlanders 87, the Troy Colts 54. And we'll be right back with the final stats right after this.
Where are Pat and Brad going to be this month? You'll find out on the next edition of Roadshow Video. Each month, Pat and Brad take you to a new and interesting location. Check out what Southeast Michigan has to offer and watch some of the best hit videos on television. That's Roadshow Video, coming up next on TCI 63.
Welcome back to Adams High School, where the Highlanders took it to the Troy Colts 87 to 54. Right now, we're going to send it down to Jack Roberts and the Highlanders King of the Threes.
Yeah, with me, senior guard Ryan Elston. And Ryan, you just had a whale of a hot hand tonight. Tell us, 17 points, you were burying the 3, and it was just your night.
Yeah, I really like to shoot the 3. I just go to the open spot on the floor and shoot it basically. And if it goes in, it goes in. And most of the time, it goes in for me.
Well, tonight it seemed like you kind of had the offense geared around the 3. Like you'd get the ball in around the baseline, in around the foul line. If it's not there, they kick it to the 3, and you were setting up as the ball went in around about the foul line or so. Tell us about your offense.
We have a good inside game with Tim Zarnecki and Lester Witt, and we usually try to go inside with them. And when they get the ball going a little bit, they usually kick it out, and the 3's wide open, and then we just keep switching back and forth, and it works really good for us.
Yeah, you kind of had the exchange between the foul line, and you were deep out on the 3, and boy, that 3 can really turn a game around.
Yes, just like to shoot the 3 and, I don't know, hopefully go inside with it as much as I can.
It's almost like a guard slam dunk.
Yeah, I can dunk. So.
What are the plans for Clarkston this Friday in the big one?
It's hopefully just go in there and play really good defense, and because we're clicking as a team right now, and go in there and play some of the best defense we played in the year, and hopefully shut down Clarkston.
Well, good luck in the jungle Friday night, and we'll send it back up to Joe Abramson up top.
All right, Jack, and once again, Ryan Elliston with a tremendous game, looking for another one against Clarkston. We'll remind you again, Rochester Adams 87 to 54 over Troy. We'll be right back with the final stats right after this.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
Once again, the final score, Rochester Adams 87, Troy 54. We thought it would be a close game, but Adams, I don't care what their record is, they were definitely the better team tonight.
They came out hot tonight early in the first half, and they really lit it up. And if you look at the field goal percentage, it was just about over, I mean, early. And even it's even there, 46-46, but really I thought Troy evened it up late in the second half. But free throws, 13 of 15 for Adams. They've really worked on that. Free throw percentage of 86, that's extremely high for high school. Only 3 turnovers and 16 rebounds. Hey, when you got that kind of turnover percentage, that kind of free throw percentage, but the thing about the field goal percentage is it's a little bit deceiving. A lot of threes.
Well, and that is
from Adams.
Only in the second half. In the first half, they were at 58. They just basically took that big lead and had to keep it going in the second half, maintain the lead, which is what they did.
Right. They took good control of the clock. It's easy when you get up that high to kind of lose focus of the game, and all of a sudden your opponent's back in it.
Well,
but Adams didn't tonight.
They might have looked a little ahead to the Clarkston Wolves. And speaking of the Clarkston Wolves, next week you can see them right after they play Adams. They're going to play Rochester Falcons, and that'll be at Rochester. And Clarkston will either be on a roll and still undefeated, or coming off a tough loss to the Adams Highlanders. Either way, it's going to be a great game, one you won't want to miss next Saturday and Monday, right here on Channel 63 at 7 p.m. And it's cold outside, but Mark Cuddy keeping you updated on all those stats, along with Adams graduate Brian Snook, and there's Joyce Robertson and everybody else in the truck. Pat Collar, the big fella in the truck. Well, he's not so big, but he's in the truck. And we're inside here, and we want to remind you once again, there's Pat, star of Roadshow Video. He's big. And the final score, once again, Rochester Adams 87, Troy 54. For Jack Roberts, I'm Joe Abramson. Thank you for looking in. Good night, everybody.
Good night.